6 powerful anti-aging exercises that in the future you'll thank yourself for starting today. The most recent gerontology studies indicate that up to 70% of the aging process is related to factors we can control, not our genetics. The problem is that many of us continue ignoring the signals our body sends as if time would never collect its toll. Morning stiffness, loss of strength, and decreased balance don't suddenly appear at 80 years old. They begin silently decades earlier. Today you'll see 6 anti-aging exercises that, if started now, will bring exponential benefits to your health in the coming decades. Before we begin, tell me in the comments your name and how long you've been training. Exercise number 6, jumping jack. The jumping jack is a classic exercise, however frequently underestimated, that has military origins as part of basic conditioning training for soldiers. What makes this movement so valuable in combating aging is its ability to simultaneously work the cardiovascular system and motor coordination, 2 functions that naturally decline with age. Research from Stanford University has shown that exercises combining bilateral movement with elevated heart rate can delay cognitive decline by up to 30% in people over 50 years old. The jumping jack fits perfectly in this category, functioning as a kind of reset for the neural connections that control coordination between the brain hemispheres. To execute it correctly, start standing with arms at your sides and feet together. In a fluid movement, jump opening your legs laterally while raising your arms above your head. Return to the starting position with another jump. The secret is in the fluidity and not the speed. Maintain a controlled rhythm that allows you to complete the movement properly. A common mistake is to execute the exercise only with the legs, letting the arms move without purpose. Remember that the synchronization between upper and lower limbs is precisely what enhances the neurological benefits. Another frequent error is performing the movement with the feet too wide apart, which reduces the work of the adductors and increases impact on the knees. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 20 repetitions, with 45 seconds of rest between them. As your condition improves, increase to 4 sets of 30 repetitions, reducing the interval to 30 seconds. For a more challenging progression, you can add a small pause in the open position, forcing greater balance and body awareness. This exercise is particularly beneficial for preventing sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss, by recruiting large muscle groups simultaneously. When practiced regularly, the jumping jack helps maintain bone density, another crucial factor in healthy aging, as the controlled impact stimulates bone remodeling. To maximize its benefits, try to perform it at least 3 times a week, preferably at the beginning of your workout as part of the dynamic warm-up. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel a slight increase in body temperature and a sensation of awakening in the leg and shoulder muscles. Exercise number 5, Bulgarian split squat. The Bulgarian split squat has its origins in Bulgarian Olympic training methods from the 1980s, when the country's athletes dominated weightlifting competitions. What few people know is that this exercise was specifically developed to correct muscle imbalances that become more pronounced with aging, making it a powerful tool against loss of functionality. To execute it correctly, position yourself with your back to a stable bench or chair. Place 1 foot behind you, supporting only the ball of the foot on the elevated surface. The front foot should be at a distance that allows forming a 90-degree angle at the knee when squatting. Keep your torso upright, core engaged, and lower yourself in a controlled manner until the front thigh is parallel to the ground. The beauty of this exercise lies in its capacity to intensely work the quadriceps, gluteus maximus, and hamstrings in a unilateral configuration. This means that each side of the body is trained independently, correcting inequalities that naturally develop over the years. An error I see many people make is letting the front knee go beyond the line of the foot during the movement, increasing joint pressure. Another frequent mistake is not lowering enough due to fear of imbalance, losing much of the exercise's benefits. The Bulgarian split squat promotes intense proprioception work, our ability to perceive the body's position in space. This neuromotor function is one of the first to decline with age, contributing to falls that can be devastating for older adults. Studies from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research show that unilateral lower limb exercises can improve balance by up to 40% after 12 weeks of consistent training. For beginners, I recommend starting with just body weight, performing 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions for each leg. As stability improves, you can progress by adding dumbbells in your hands. Start with light weights and gradually increase as your confidence and strength develop. When you include the Bulgarian split squat in your routine, you're essentially vaccinating your joints against age-related degeneration. The controlled stress strengthens not only the muscles, but also the tendons and ligaments around the knees and hips, joints that frequently become problematic with advancing age. To enhance results, focus on the eccentric phase of the movement, mentally counting to 3. This technique maximizes muscle recruitment and proprioceptive stimulus, amplifying the anti-aging benefits of the exercise. Exercise number 4, Farmer's Walk. The Farmer's Walk has roots in strongman competitions and daily rural life tasks, where carrying heavy loads over considerable distances was part of the work. What makes this exercise a powerful ally against aging is its ability to simulate a functional movement that remains essential throughout life, carrying weight. To execute it correctly, hold a weight in each hand, maintain an erect posture with shoulders back, and walk for a determined distance or specific period. The core should be engaged, eyes forward, and steps firm and controlled. The secret lies in the sustained isometric tension this exercise imposes on virtually all muscle groups in the body. While walking, the spinal erectors work intensely to keep the spine aligned. The trapezius and deltoids sustain the load, the core stabilizes the trunk, and the entire posterior chain remains activated. A common mistake is flexing the trunk forward during the walk, which transfers stress to the lower back instead of distributing it through the stabilizing muscles. Another frequent error is choosing weights that are too light and don't provide enough stimulus for anti-aging benefits. The Farmer's Walk promotes strengthening of the hand grip, a surprisingly accurate biological marker of longevity. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology demonstrates that grip strength is directly correlated with healthy life expectancy. Adults with greater hand strength present lower risk of functional limitations in daily activities as they age. For beginners, I recommend starting with weights that represent approximately 10% of your body weight in each hand, walking for 30 to 40 seconds in a straight line. As your capacity increases, progress by incrementing the weight or the duration of the walk, but not both simultaneously. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will help you progress with long-term health in the world of bodybuilding. What many people don't know is that the Farmer's Walk is one of the most efficient exercises for strengthening the cardiovascular system without joint impact. Unlike running, which can overload knees already worn by time, this exercise elevates heart rate through global muscle tension, providing similar cardiovascular benefits with much less stress on the joints. To maximize anti-aging results, occasionally vary the walking pattern. Try performing the exercise laterally or in zigzag, further challenging your balance and coordination systems. Exercise number 3, side plank. The side plank has its origins in physiotherapeutic rehabilitation training methods, before being widely adopted by elite athletes. This isometric exercise intensely works the lateral core stabilizing muscles, an area frequently neglected even by regular physical activity practitioners. To execute it correctly, lie on your side with your forearm on the ground, elbow aligned with your shoulder. Push your hip up, forming a straight line with your body from ankles to shoulders. Keep your core engaged and breathe normally. The free arm can be extended upward or rest on your hip, depending on your level of stability. What makes this exercise particularly valuable for combating aging is its ability to strengthen the oblique muscles and quadratus lumborum, fundamental stabilizers that prevent lateral inclination of the spine during everyday activities such as climbing stairs or simply walking. With advancing age, weakness in these muscles significantly contributes to compensatory postures and chronic pain. A common error is allowing the hip to sink toward the ground, losing body alignment. Another frequent mistake is rotating the trunk forward or backward, which drastically reduces the work of the lateral stabilizers and can overload the spine. Studies from the American College of Sports Medicine show that the strength of lateral trunk stabilizers decreases approximately 5% per decade after age 30, unless they are specifically trained. This progressive loss directly correlates with increased risk of falls and spine injuries at advanced ages. For beginners, I recommend starting by maintaining the position for 20 to 30 seconds on each side, performing 2 to 3 sets. As your resistance improves, gradually increase until reaching 45 to 60 seconds per side. An effective progression is to raise the upper leg, significantly increasing the challenge for the stabilizers. When you include the side plank in your regular routine, you're essentially shielding your spine against one of the most debilitating consequences of aging: segmental hypermobility caused by muscle weakness. This exercise strengthens precisely the muscles that keep each vertebra properly aligned with its neighbors during dynamic movements. To enhance the benefits, pay special attention to your breathing during the exercise. Maintain a controlled breathing pattern without holding your breath, allowing the diaphragm to work in conjunction with the deep abdominal muscles for greater stabilization. Exercise number 2, decline push-up. The decline push-up is an evolution of the traditional push-up, initially developed for advanced military training. It intensifies the work of the upper chest and anterior deltoids, areas that tend to lose tone and strength with advancing age, contributing to the curved posture so characteristic of aging. To execute it correctly, position your feet elevated on a bench, chair, or sofa, keeping your hands on the floor at shoulder width. Your body should form a straight line from heels to head. Lower yourself in a controlled manner until your chest almost touches the ground and push back to the starting position. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to intensely work the upper portion of the chest, a particularly difficult region to develop due to muscle insertion and working angles. The decline creates additional overload in this area, counterbalancing the natural tendency of age-related weakening. An error I see many people make is letting the elbows open laterally like wings, which reduces chest work and increases stress on the shoulders. The elbows should form an angle of approximately 45 degrees with the trunk. Another frequent mistake is excessively arching the back, compromising lumbar stability. Strengthening the upper chest and anterior deltoids through the decline push-up has fundamental importance in preventing thoracic kyphosis, the excessive curvature of the upper back that frequently develops with age. Studies from the Journal of Back and Musculoskeletal Rehabilitation demonstrate that individuals with greater strength in these regions present significantly lower incidence of postural problems in more advanced decades of life. For beginners, this is a challenging exercise. Start with your feet at a low elevation and perform 2 to 3 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions. If it's still too difficult, keep your knees supported on the ground while adapting to the mechanics of the movement. As your strength increases, gradually raise the height of your feet and increase to 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. When you include the decline push-up in your routine, you're directly combating one of the most visible aspects of aging, the forward curved posture. This exercise not only strengthens the muscles that keep the shoulders back and chest raised, but also increases range of motion in the shoulder joint, preventing the characteristic shortening that occurs over the years. To enhance results, focus on the eccentric phase of the movement, taking 3 seconds on the descent. This technique maximizes the recruitment of slow muscle fibers, fundamental for maintaining posture throughout the day. Exercise number 1, calf raise on a step. The calf raise on a step is an exercise that has been used by dancers and athletes for decades, but gains exponential importance when we talk about combating aging. This simple movement directly works a muscle group that many forget, but is fundamental for mobility and independence in old age: the calves. To execute it correctly, position yourself on a step or elevated platform, with your heels free and only the front part of your feet supported. Hold lightly onto something stable to maintain balance. Raise yourself onto the balls of your feet as high as possible, completely contracting the calves, and then lower in a controlled manner until your heels are below the level of the platform, feeling a slight stretch. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to work the calves through their complete range of motion, something rarely achieved in everyday activities or even in other exercises. The calves are considered the body's second heart, acting as a muscular pump that helps propel blood back to the heart against the action of gravity. A common mistake is performing the movement too quickly, using momentum instead of muscle control. Another frequent error is not lowering enough in the eccentric phase, losing the benefit of the stretch and complete strength development. As we age, the strength and elasticity of the calves drastically decrease, compromising balance and walking efficiency. Research published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology shows that calf strength is one of the most reliable predictors of walking speed in older adults, an indicator directly correlated with independent life expectancy. Being a predominantly slow-twitch fiber muscle, the calf responds better to longer sets. For beginners, I recommend 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions with both feet simultaneously. As your strength increases, progress to unilateral versions and add weight held in your hands or in a backpack. The secret is in varying foot positions to target all muscle portions. Parallel feet mainly work the gastrocnemius, slightly open feet emphasize the medial portion, and slightly closed feet recruit more of the lateral portion. Alternate between these positions throughout the weeks for complete development. I have observed that regular practitioners of this exercise maintain a younger and more energetic gait even at advanced ages. This happens because strong calves provide greater propulsion during the push-off phase of walking, preserving the characteristic gait pattern of youth instead of the foot dragging common in older adults. To maximize anti-aging benefits, perform this exercise at least 3 times a week, preferably on alternate days to allow adequate muscle recovery. These 6 exercises form a powerful arsenal against the effects of aging, working precisely the areas that tend to deteriorate first and cause the greatest impact on quality of life. The secret is not just in performing them, but in consistently incorporating them into your routine, allowing the benefits to accumulate over the years. If you liked this, and also want to discover another exercise widely practiced in Asian communities to heal years of neglect of one's own body, we have a video appearing right now on the screen showing why this exercise is so restorative. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.